As the leader of the Booner Pack, I lead from the front.
All right, boys. Lock in.
It's our core foundation, man. Grit.
I'm fired up. I'm fired the up, boys.
It's pumping right now. It's got my juices pumping, boys.
All right, we are live. Detroit Lions, Tennessee Titans pregame show. I don't know, even though they're 11.5-point favorites or whatever it is, 11 at this point.
Yeah.
I'm still fired up watching Lions football. All right, even if it's an ass whooping today or it's a close game. Another opportunity for the Lions to improve the record, chase the NFC, and chase the NFC North, boys. So
it's one of those days where you have to get yourself up for some football.
One of those days.
That's what you got to do. I had to go get my Kool-Aid. You had to get yourself up a little bit because 12-point favorites is kind of crazy. I didn't take the spread, but, boys, I'll tell you what. I figured since it's a 12-point spread, I've got a legacy player today that's going to blow your guys' mind. You guys are going to be like, Booner, why are you doing this? I expect everyone in this room, I expect all the chat to take it today.
What are we talking about here, boys? This is one of the more excited games I'm ready to watch after last week losing Aiden Hutchinson.
Mm-hmm.
Close game in Minnesota where it's like, yeah, the Lions going to pull it. You can, I think, all of us. I don't know. You're not taking the spread, Booner. I'm taking the spread. I think
I'll take the spread. I didn't bet it, but they win by 40.
Like, bet the spread. The Lions are going to dominate. It's going to be a fun game to watch. There's going to be no stress. And then you know what? They're on the road in Lambeau. So I'm enjoying this week because the big, tough games, you go into Lambeau, then you got Houston. So enjoy this game while we can. The Lions are going to be dominant from 1 quarter to 4. They got a tough stretch of football going ahead, so I'm going to enjoy today. I'm excited to watch it. Mason Rudolph, Tyler Boyd, Kelvin Ridley, Tony Pollard against this defense right now. I know there's no Aiden Hutchinson, but we can enjoy those matchups, fellas.
It is exciting. I'm pumped up. I just love Lions football.
Diggity Dog says, I hear the Lions have never beaten Tennessee in history. Another streak dies. Yeah, I mean, that's a thing, too. They've lost, the last, 6 matchups, which all streaks eventually got to come to an end. And that streak will end today.
They've never beaten the Tennessee Titans?
And I think they have probably. They beat probably the Oilers back in the day, but in recent memory, no. Like
That's
I said,
crazy.
first Lions game I ever remember watching, Nate Washington, Tiffin Dragon, going 60 yards over the back of Chris Houston. It was a fucking terrible game to watch for Lions, but Sean Hill was slinging the rock.
Hey, so this is it. So the last time the Detroit Lions they've never actually technically beat the Tennessee Titans. It's obviously the Houston Oilers. So they've never, every time they play the Tennessee Titans, they're 0-6. The last time they beat this franchise, 1995. 95, 86, and 71. That's unbelievable.
Yeah, you know what? All those streaks got to come to an end eventually.
And we're 12.5-point favorites.
And the Lions are without Jamison Williams today and for next week as well. Other guys are going to have an opportunity today to step up. The Titans, and we'll start with their defense. Their defense is very good. That is one thing I do want to say. All jokes aside, despite us hyping up the spread, the Titans, they're obviously their best unit. They have the number 1 total defense, overall defense in the league in terms of statistics. And they have some players. L'Jarius Sneed, I think, is out today, and we'll get to the inactives in a little bit. This is a good test for the Lions against this Lions offense against this defense heading into Lambeau next week to face that Packers offense.
Yeah,
or defense.
I've kind of said it all week, and even offensively, you have to find your way to stay in a rhythm. I think that is important. I think it's super easy. Here we go. Caleb's in the house too. By the way,
watch the chords, Caleb. Watch the chords.
I've seen it. And I'm sure you've seen offenses play at a high level, fellas. That it's so easy to get out of a rhythm. I think you just make sure you're staying in the rhythm. I don't think you change the game plans that you've had. Just keep playing football. That was why I had mentioned to you about the 175 for Goff. It's no, let go.
Correct. Hey,
you did. You said 200 to 225. I'll take the higher end. But I'm just not worried. I just want this offense to go put another 40 ball up. Just continue to keep showing that you're the best offense in the NFL, because you don't want to have any sort of step back or any type of struggles this weekend and today, and then have to be all right, we have to fix something going into Green Bay. No, you want to be able to be we're right here, 40 points again. We're the best offense in the NFL. Now let's add things for the Green Bay game. Let's go in there and all we have to worry about is getting some trick plays in there, doing this, doing that, working on the personnel. So I think today it's just take advantage of that at the end of the day. use this team to build you up for that Packers game. Especially, honestly, guys, think about it. Especially without J-Mo. Like, you're going to know what your offense is like. This is a perfect kind of like warm-up game without Jameson Williams heading into Green Bay, so you know what you need to do without Jameson Williams to beat the Green Bay Packers in that defense. Because that defense, that I would say, maybe not statistically, that takeaway-wise and all of that, that's the best defense in the NFL right now.
Titans or Packers?
Packers.
Think so?
Have you seen their turnover differential? It's one of the most insane things.
We talked about it, but in that defense in the secondary too, especially how they drafted, it got nice. It got nice for Sean Gary.
So Tennessee Titans turnovers. Oh, maybe it's changed a little.
No, they don't have really any turnovers at all.
So their defense leads the NFL in turnovers with 17 turnovers on the year.
The Titans don't. The Packers do.
The Packers, yep. They're like, their differential is 6, but like 17, they lead the NFL in turnovers. Yeah. So you have to be ready to go next week. And you have to figure out a way this week without J-Mo. Like, how does our offense look without J-Mo? How does Tim Patrick get involved? How do we get Khalif involved? Who do you guys tell me? Brock Wright. How does Brock Wright get involved? Like, find different, maybe Sione Vaki gets involved. Like, find different ways. So next week when you go into Green Bay, you're playing clean football and you know what you need to do.
Yeah, maybe sprinkle Allen Robinson in there.
Robinson.
I think we're
legacy player. No, I'm just kidding.
Imagine it. 1 catch, 13
the resurgence.
I don't even know if they have lines up for him.
Yeah, I doubt it.
But I think, Boone, as far as we agree in some aspect, where like I do not want the Lions to play conservative at all. I just think with Green Bay coming ahead next week, I think the Lions, at least offensively, are going to have more success running the ball. And at the same time, while you're beating a team like Tennessee, you don't have to show your hand against Green Bay, because we both agree that Green Bay's defense is better than Tennessee's defense. And I honestly, like when I look back at that Cowboys game, boys, when they're on the road and they were just throwing back shoulder fades to Taylor Decker, throwing to Penei Sewell, what I honestly think Ben was also doing, because they were up by so much, is hiding their actual red zone plays, because they don't want to go into Green Bay and now they're trying to do that at a crunch time situation where they can burn legit red zone plays. But I agree with you. This is a great game to have without Jameson Williams. It's a great situation to have these running backs because you can get big plays out of both of them. And then with Tim Patrick coming up, I think him for 2 games as a wide receiver 2 is exactly what you were looking at last year with Josh Reynolds as a wide receiver 2. And honestly, Tim Patrick, in my opinion, at least right now, I think he puts a better product on the field for the Lions because he's bigger, he's stronger, and I think he's a more reliable target. Not saying that Josh Reynolds wasn't, but even Tim Patrick's time in Denver, like he had a streak of like 123 straight targets with a catch, and in Detroit, he's 10 for 10. He's 6'4", 220 plus, and like I always say, he's got the catch radius of a small garage. So Tim Patrick is your wide receiver 2 for 2 games with the way he can block. With this run game, with this offensive line, I think they're going to be just fine. Obviously, it could be better with Jameson Williams, but even going into Green Bay next week, I think to your point, Booner, stick to your identity. This offense will be just fine.
I think Tim Patrick this week will be fine. Everything you said is correct. He's not someone I worry about. He's a guy that's played a lot of football, made some plays. He's starting to make plays already. They will win this game without Jameson Williams. This is not the game you're going to measure it. It's going to be next week. That's going to be a little more difficult. I have the inactive list, and we'll kind of bring that up. But here's the official inactive list so people can see. Here, let me get this out the way so you guys can see it clearly. All right. Inactive list, Lauren Strickland, not surprised. Parker Hesse, okay, not surprised there. Giovanni Manu, Colby Sorsdahl, Josh Pascal's the only one. That's surprising. Now, there's 2 ways to look at this. Positive, they're healthy. A lot of guys that are healthy, guys that, or at least somewhat healthy, everyone's banged up, but guys are playing. Josh is not, okay? That is something that we're going to have to pay attention to here. I think that's one of the bigger storylines because the guys they currently have on the roster don't have a ton of experience besides, I guess, at this point, James Houston. I mean, he has probably the most experience. I mean, Isaac Ugwu is playing NFL football for the first year in his career. And then Muhammad, I think he might be.
He's been around, but he's not really.
So that's going to be the bigger storyline here.
Do we want to count in my guess, like starting on the edge, probably one of the edges, Levi Onwuzurike.
Yeah, absolutely.
So he's going to have to, and this is probably one of those games for him to where you probably don't want to play him every snap and get him out there like you had Hutch. You might have to. Mm-hmm. Like this might be a game where Levi's getting a lot of the reps and he's getting majority of those edge reps, and then you're rotating those other guys, and that's kind of my look. And I'll say it. You guys say, hey, Trevor Nowoski's a Sam. Those guys, though, those guys in that Sam spot, they're going to be blitzing. They're going to be coming in a lot. Pause. I had to. Sorry. I said that too many times these days. But All right.
I wasn't even going to bring anything up there.
Dig it a hole. No, I just think like AG's going to find different ways, like with the Sam linebacker and those guys. Like Rodrigo, I think does he have 2 sacks up the year the last couple games?
And
linebackers got to step up.
So those guys are going to be big because let's call it what it is. I do trust Isaac Ukwu a little bit, but not fully to where it's like in an NFL game, like, hey, this is one of your premier pass rushers. And same like with James Houston right now. Like he's not one of your premier pass rushers anymore. You would love for him to be his name. We've seen him do it before, but you're not going to, even before when he did it, he wasn't like an every down guy too. It was like, oh, speed downs, like third down, like NASCAR packages. Now it's like, all right, you need to find guys that can be out there three downs. And Levi is going to be that guy. How about this? Haven't seen this yet. Maybe Mekhi Wingo out on the edge.
I wouldn't be shocked at all.
Maybe Mekhi Wingo out on the edge.
I would trust him at this point more than probably anyone else they have on the edge.
Yeah.
I mean,
I'm
seriously. That's how good he's been. I mean, why not trust this guy? Pulls up to the game in Isaiah Thomas jersey.
Woo!
Isaiah Thomas in Isaiah Thomas jersey.
How about those Pistons?
Well.
Yeah, how about those Pistons, baby?
They battled.
I got this here for you, Jeff. I've got the Titans inactives,
all right,
too.
throw it up. What do we got?
Here, bang. So the Titans running back Tajay Spears out, Will Levis out. So Mason Rudolph confirmed starting. Jerome Baker, I know he just got traded. He is not playing today. L'Jarius Sneed out. Nicholas, Pettit Freer? Anyone else?
Something like that.
We'll go with that.
Yeah, I love that. David Martin Robinson and Thomas, the tight end Thomas, he is out.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to pronounce his last name.
T.O.,
man. Hey, he is out. The big one though, L'Jarius Sneed, guys. Like that's a huge one. Maybe I'm in wrong. Big game.
Yeah, I mean, there's no one that's going to be able to cover these guys. I mean, I'm sorry. I know the defense, and again, if you look at their schedule, the Titans schedule, and you kind of look at who they faced, that kind of does matter too. And the Titans have not been good. Their defense has always been consistent, but I want to make sure I can look at this real quick because now I'm actually curious to look at who they faced because you need context. I mean, they faced Buffalo. They got blown out. The Colts, they've been blown out. Or excuse me, the Colts, they lost by 3. The Dolphins, they beat pretty decisively without Tua. They got blown out by the Packers. They lost to the Jets. They lost to the Bears. So they've lost to some teams that are just inferior.
Caleb Williams.
Yeah, that was actually that was the moment. Was that the Will Levis meme where he was on his knees?
There was one of them. Yeah,
he was on his knees.
Like when he. How could I have done this?
Yeah, he threw that bad pick. But anyway, this is a team that the Lions should absolutely just destroy. I don't care. Isaiah Thomas is out there. They can get by this week with who they have. They can. And we're gonna. I mean, we're gonna have plenty of time to indulge.
I want to say, hey, shout out to the sponsor of our pregame watch party postgame show, the best beer on the planet. Boys, real American beer, baby.
Delicious. You know what? This specifically today, it's going to be one of those days. You know how people say it's a game you don't really want to watch, or it's going to be an ass whooping, go do something, run errands. This is going to be chill, drink some beer, enjoy the show, enjoy the game.
Long neck, ice cold beer never broke my heart.
Shut that shit down. Not trying to, we can hear each other in these headsets.
Oh, unbelievable.
Booner?
Yeah.
It's the last thing I'm
That was a great. I sang that very well, huh?
The vocals
Caleb, thumbs up, thumbs down.
The vocals are getting a little better.
up.
The vocals are getting a little better.
They getting better?
They're getting a little better. They improved. For sure.
If we're on the
vocals are getting better.
I love
the voice or whatever it is. We have the X's. 2 seconds in it.
To be fair, though, we have 3 judges here, or 4 judges. Yeah. I got enough X's to move on to round 2.
Obviously, just one of us knows what we're talking about.
When the judges, they say, hey, you're getting better. We love what you're hearing out of you. That's what Jeff said to me. It's just like with
he's getting better.
Not James Houston, but like other guys.
It's like Isaac Ukwu.
He's
getting better every week.
Love what you see every week.
He's getting better every week.
They're going to tell you that you're great. They're going to send you to Diddy, and that's where your music
All
right. I'm looking
we just got remonetized on YouTube. Now we're about to get cut off again. There's certain words on YouTube you don't say.
Well, we can't say Diddy now?
I guess not.
We can't say Diddy now?
I don't think so.
Yeah.
Was that bad? I thought that was good.
Holy shit, my ears are bleeding.
Cold beer never broke my
you know
heart.
what? I know who the Lions are going to break their heart today.
Guess what? West Virginia?
They're going to break Mason Rudolph's heart. That dude is going to be, by the end of the game, absolutely worn out. He just is. He's going to be tired. He's going to be beaten up. He's going to be physically worn down. All right? And Mason Rudolph, I'll say this. Mason Rudolph, last time Lions faced him, it was ugly. That was the gritty. What was that?
16 in Pittsburgh.
This is not that same team.
Will Harris out there making plays, trying to at least.
This is different. Now it's 2024 Lions are the best team
was he there?
in the NFC.
Oh, my gosh.
And this, guys, and I guess I'll just ask you this before we get into, we got our bets later and we got our score predictions and stuff like that. But when you look at this offense, okay, and we'll talk about Sam Laporta because it is National Tight Ends Day.
Yes, it is.
How are we feeling about a Sam Laporta bounce back? And not just bounce, he's been decent, 40 yards, but what do we think about Sam Laporta today? What's his line? We still have 32.5. Has it moved at all?
It is. And then I took it. I'll tell you this. This is an early preview into the mind of Booner and Booner bets today. Hammer everything Sam Laporta.
Oh, okay.
He's not the legacy player. Give me Sam Laporta. National Tight Ends Day. The best tight ends in the NFL, the George Kittles.
So you're hedging the legacy player a little bit.
No, my legacy player has been unlocked for about 2 days now.
It's already been.
I already know who my legacy player is.
You're certain.
And it's someone you guys won't never guess. But Sam, I wanted to do Sam Laporta because the National Tight Ends Day. And I just remembered when we got here, I was scrolling through. I saw Greg Olson put a post up, National Tight Ends Day. And instantly, as soon as I saw that, boom, I bet on him touchdown. Bet on his over. Take all Sam Laporta's props. Not the best one. Go take George Kittle's props tonight. I think he has a good day, good game tonight, though. I know he's beat up a little bit. He's a little hurt, and I know we talked about that. I just think this is one of those games with no JMO. Jared Goff is going to rely on some of his those blankets that he has, those safety blankets today. And I think that's one of these types of games where it's it's going to be time of a blowout. Guys, think about it. It's Sam Laporta. You say you're at the 20-yard line. You guys can't tell me you imagine just a little Jared Goff, a little dump down pass to Sam Laporta, makes a move, boom, touchdown, Sammy P. He gets this over. I don't know why I say Sammy P.
It's like Timmy P.
Yeah, I don't know why. I always do that.
Sammy L, I guess. I don't know.
The P sounds better with the Laporte. Sammy P. He runs in for a touchdown. His over hits. He can literally have one catch for 30-something yards and a touchdown. And it's, all of those props.
Tell me how crazy I am, fellas. All right. And this isn't supposed I don't want this to sound like a diss at all because I think Sam Laporta is a fantastic player. But we all agreed that the Lions, let's say Sam Laporta was out for this game. Still blow. Just hear my thinking out, Booner. Okay. They got Brock Wright. They're still blowing out the Tennessee Titans. I would agree with that. Do we think that the Lions between Jahmyr Gibbs and David Montgomery are going to have a big game? Yes. I look next week with Sam Laporta being banged up, with the opportunity to kind of be like, hey, Laporta, you're great, but we could definitely use Brock Wright a little bit more this week. That way, going on the road to Lambeau against a divisional opponent, not saying don't throw Sam Laporta the ball, but I think what his lines, 30 yards, I could easily see Sam Laporta having 2 catches for 30 yards and Lions still win by 40. And then next week, he's a little bit healthier. That way, he's more of a difference maker. I just think I know it's National Tight Ends Day, but we've even seen games this year where Brock Wright is being more productive than Sam Laporta. That's not saying that Sam Laporta bad, but Brock Wright is just unaccounted for, wide open in the flats, and Jared Goff checks it down to him. And Brock Wright can make a little move and get 7-8 yards, where Sam Laporta would probably get 15. But I think both of these guys right now are very serviceable. Sam Laporta obviously more than Brock Wright, but he is banged up. So yeah, I just think that there's a chance for it to be more of a Brock Wright quote unquote day than we see more than often.
And that's cute, but let me just ask you this. I think no, I'm joking.
Man. I was waiting for some. I looked at Jeff. Jeff said
it was too quiet.
No. And by the way, everything you said, the ball nowhere, you're preaching from the heart. Okay, but here's the thing: they traded Ernest Jones away. Okay, it's not like he's guarding anybody. They have Jerome Baker. He's out today. Mm-hmm. Who the hell is guarding Laporta?
No one.
Who's guarding Laporta?
When you look at the matchup last week against the Minnesota Vikings, Sam Laporta hasn't broke out this year, and there's been matchups where he could expose matchups, and he really hasn't. There hasn't been a dominant game out of Sam Laporta. He's had 1 catch for 50 yards, but he was wide open, schemed wide open. They're pulling things out of their hats for Dallas right now, or they were at least. I don't think there's going to be that same type of tone to this game in tennis or against the Tennessee Titans.
His line's 32.5. I know last week he had 25 yards, but the week before he had 52. The week before he had 4 catches for 53, 2 catches for 36, 4 catches for 45. The man has still hit this line. And you're like,
that's what I'm not saying
this
he
is a
won't
perfect
hit
game
it.
for him to go out
You just
there
don't
and
think
get
big
back
game,
on
massive
track.
Yeah, like I think like
But his overs 32.5.
that's why like I'm not saying I said I wouldn't be surprised if Sam Laporta walked out with 2 catches for 30 yards. I'm not saying that's exactly what he's going to have, but I don't think he's going to have 60 yards and a touchdown this week. Like some people are going to be betting the house that Sam Laporta gets National Tight Ends Day.
Well,
2 touchdowns. He's going to have 80 yards, 5-6 catches. Like
I can see 4 for 50.
Time out.
Give me 4 for 50.
When I say put everything on Sam Laporta, what we got to understand, it's National Tight Ends Day. This man's line is set at 32 and
I
a half.
understand that.
When I say take the over on 32 and a half and give the man a touchdown.
I'm not saying I hate you taking that bet, Boone. I'm a big picture here. This is what I'm saying. Am I crazy for thinking that way?
Yeah, kind
for
of.
a long term where it's like, okay, we've seen games where Brock Wright from time to time has 4 catches for 40 yards.
I don't think it's as crazy this year.
Done it yet this year.
No, I don't think it's as crazy this year, given how it's been a weird year. Like Amon-Ra will have 3 catches for 20 yards and like they'll win. It doesn't make any sense. I was pissed about that last week. That was the only leg that didn't hit. But more importantly, I was like, I don't understand. You just don't know, like someone like Laporta today, if he ends the day with like 3 for 30 and they win, like would I be shocked? No, I wouldn't.
Not at
all.
It's
just how this offense.
I'm with you
on
been. That, Klotz.
Yeah,
I do agree on that.
I tend to disagree. I think he covers the line. I don't think he has 80 yards though.
I think it's like a 40-yard, 50-yard day for Sam Laporta.
That's where I'm at.
A touchdown in the red zone.
Yep,
and that's it. Like this year, this is the thing. Like someone was gonna have to take a step back in this offense. And I'm not saying they purposely did that to Sam Laporta and they're like, we're gonna go away from him. I think that's just the way with the JMO resurgence and all of this. That's how it's happened. It's where like someone was gonna have to take a hit. We actually haven't had that conversation on our show at all. Like who's taking the hit? I think it's pretty obvious to say Sam Laporta has been the one that takes the hit offensively.
Absolutely.
And you listen to him in his post games and you listen to him at practice when he does his interviews and like he doesn't care. Like he's like, dude, we're winning football games.
I think like Amon-Ra too. He's taking significantly.
At times
but
you've seen 3 or 4 games where Amon-Ra's had 30 yards and like that just happened to Sam Laporta in a bigger way because of all these different weapons. And like again, Sam's came out and said, like, I do not care as long as we're winning games. And if I need to make one big catch in a game to help us win, or I need to make a couple plays to help us win, like he's like, I will do that. At least you know you can go to him because he's that good. And if you don't have to, then all right, you don't have to. But I do think today is one of those days where you see maybe 3 or 4 catches out of him, 40-something yards and a touchdown.
I think the Titans are going to try and sell out on the run. Not sell out completely, but they're going to be like, we need to stop the run. There's going to be opportunities in play action where Laporta's just wide ass open.
And
like,
think about
this dude's going to get a couple catches, 40 yards, 50 yards.
With JMO out now, they're more focused on the run. Like they're like, we don't have to focus on that big play guy or that deep threat. Now we can focus more on Jameer and D-Mont, and we can open up different things and make other guys make plays. So
I take the top ball.
I love that, boys. That's
Timmy P. It might be Timmy P making those big plays today.
Hey, maybe
he might be making those 40 yards, giving to Timmy P. Boys about to eat up.
Stop.
Early Thanksgiving, about to go trick or treating on this Sunday.
Okay, relax. All right. You know what?
Happy Halloween to the people too.
Shout out.
Hey,
I love Halloween.
So we got about 15 minutes left, boys. Let's get to Booner's bets. All right, Booner, I want to hear what you got, and then we'll go our final scores, and then we'll direct everyone to the watch party. I cannot wait to watch this game. What do you got for today, Boone? I'm excited.
All right, I've got a couple things. I'm going to start off with just straight props. Straight props today, guys. Right. First one, obviously, I already gave it out. Sam Laporta over 32.5. Sam Laporta touchdown. Take that or his catches. Just take Sam Laporta props. Second one here, I'm going to go with boom. Where are we at here with it? I don't have it. I can't find it anywhere. So I'm just going to go here. I might be on the wrong app here. I'll just go here. Second one we're going to go, though. I'm going to go David Montgomery, boys. I think David Montgomery has a big game. I like his rushing line about 56, 55, wherever you get it at. Just make sure you guys get it before the 56.5 probably won't move. Love that prop, guys. Sam Laporta or David Montgomery rushing yards up. Next straight play I have. This is kind of a 2-in-1 play. I took David Montgomery and Jahmyr Gibbs anytime touchdown plus 232.
I like it.
I like
plus
that
232.
too.
I don't see how that doesn't happen, guys. I do not see. So far we have the 2 touchdowns, the parlay together. Sam Laporta yards and David Montgomery yards. The last one I'm going to do, I'm not going to do an interception today, guys. I'm 4 for 4 on the year. Maybe I could actually. No, I'll give it out. If I do an interception,
you know who you want to give it out to.
I do. I know exactly who I want. Not Terrion Arnold. I want to do one because of Mason Rudolph. If I do one of those, I'll do it for the watch party. So make sure you guys tune into the watch party. I'm 4 for 4 on the year. Little Wendy's action. Little Wendy's action. I want to do this, though. I do want to do a sack today, and I'm going to go. I've given this out before. An Aleem McNeil. The app I'm on has him at over 0.25, so just to get a half a sack at plus 125. I think he's on a different site at like plus 130 for a full sack. So anything with Aleem McNeil sack-wise, I think he gets to Mason Rudolph, and I think he dominates Mason Rudolph today. I think he does. I think I said it on the show the other day. My bold prediction for the game was Aleem McNeil to get what's sack and a half.
So here's the thing. I'm going to add this in. So you know how I've been doing the Terran Arnold pick every week? In my impact players, I've done Aleem McNeil every week. This is the week.
Let's go, man.
I've been saying a sack for the last 2 weeks.
Give me an Aleem sack. I got a sack and a half for him. I wish I could bet that. I can't find it anywhere.
It's a great bet.
Booner's lay of the day. We hit 2 weeks in a row, by the way. Booner's lay of the day. 2 weeks in a row, we've hit it. It was like plus 600, plus 700 back-to-back weeks. This week, we usually I do 6 legs. I'm doing just a simple 4 legs. All right, boys? All right. A simple 4 legs. These lines, I got it at plus 615. Four plays, guys. First play.
What do we got?
Mr. Timmy P.
Not Timmy P.
25 yards.
Jeff doesn't want to put that on his parlay.
25 yards. You got to trust me. I've hit back-to-back parlays.
I trust you.
25 yards for Tim Patrick. Second one, David Montgomery, alternate line, 50 rushing yards.
All right.
He was down last week, didn't have 50 last week. He bounces back, gets 50 this week. Third leg. You ready, fellas?
Listening.
Jared Goff. Jared effing Goff. We were at the Pistons game last night, and people just kept chanting his name. Jared Goff, 225 plus yards.
Okay.
Alternate.
Not 250, Boone?
225.
All right.
225. And then the last one, the fourth leg, Detroit Lions team total over 27.5. And I moved it down a little bit, but you might be able to get it at, I think it was 28.5. If you can't find an alternate team total line, 28.5. I have it at 27.5. That's 4 touchdowns. That's why I took it. 4 touchdowns. So again, that is Tim Patrick 25 yards, David Montgomery 50 yards, Jared Goff 225, and Detroit Lions over 27.5 plus 615, boys.
All right, Lions. Yeah. Okay. Where's the?
We ride, Boone.
Where's the points? Team points.
You can't get it on there. Here, I'll
okay, help me out.
You guys see this live here. I don't know if you can do alternate, but we'll take team points for you here.
It's at 29.
Yeah. This is proof that we tail Booner's parlays. This is a real thing here. What do you got? 20. Love it. Thanks.
There we go.
All right, we're locked in here.
Legacy player. Legacy player brought to you. Long neck, ice cold beer, never broke my heart.
This will be great.
Brought to you by Real American Beer, the best beer in the world. Shout out Pat. Shout out the fellas, man.
All right. Hey, by the way, final score predictions, fellas. Let's
wait.
No, he didn't even give his player out.
He didn't even give legacy player.
He's doing the shout out.
He's doing this shit. Shout out before. This is the legacy play. We're 5-1. Just like the Detroit Lions record, we are 5-1 on the year. Last year we were 14-3. Klotz, quick math. What is that?
14-3. That's 17 games, Booner.
15, 16, 17, 18, 19. That was 19-4. 19-4 over the last 2 seasons for Legacy Player of the Year. All right. I told you guys I got someone that you will least expect. All right. I don't have Amon-Ra St. Brown this week. I know I gave out Sam Laporta props. Not the Legacy Player, though. Not the Jahmyr Gibbs. Love that man. The best running back in the NFL. Not him. D-Mont, the most underrated running back in the NFL. Not him. Brock Wright. Not him. Jared Goff. Not Jared Goff.
Oh.
Fellas.
Who is it?
The Legacy Player.
I feel like I get to leave.
For week 7 or 8. Give me Tim Patrick. Tim Patrick, Legacy Player. Over 29.5 receiving yards out of Tim Patrick. Plus 230 for a touchdown today. Tim Patrick gets in the end zone. He gets 30-plus yards. Give me Tim Patrick for a touchdown and his Legacy Player, Tim Patrick, boys. Give it to me.
I never heard someone say, give me Tim Patrick. That's like, give me Iguodala.
Tim Patrick.
You're hanging on the wrong people.
Timmy P. Let's go, baby.
What's his line at?
I got it at 29.5 this morning.
Disrespectful.
30 yards.
That's actually disrespectful.
Plus 2. I think I got plus 2. Let me see. Plus 230 anytime touchdown score. Hey, remember,
you're putting the Legacy Player on Timmy P.
If
this pays off, you're gonna get elevated into like top tier.
Dude, I'm not. Legacy players are 19-4 over the last 2 seasons.
If you get Timmy P right,
he's giving out his own
19-4, I'm 5-1 on the year with this
program. That's impressive. It's this week, Boone. It will.
Think about it.
I'm gonna respect.
We've done pregame shows for 2 years with me, and I've given out a legacy player.
You've had a shit ton of them,
and every week, sometimes I just and you know it. I can't.
Feeling.
You guys all the time. People try and tell me, Booner, take this player, take this player. Unk over there. He always goes, Booner, this is the player this week. This is the. Sometimes I'm like, I already had it. We're in lockstep. There are plays.
Me of, Boone?
What?
This reminds me of like a Juwan Jennings type of guy that we got right now in Detroit.
There are weeks and there are days where I just go in my head, I'm like, this is the guy. And I don't tell anyone. I didn't tell any of you guys all week. And then just in the back of my mind, I'm just like, this has to be a Tim Patrick week. Has to be a Tim Patrick
Harrison
week.
says Booner passed that shit.
hey, K. Harrison. Hey, put the bet in.
Yeah,
put it in.
It's gonna hit. All right,
19-4.
This dude, I love it.
19-4.
Real American beer is working for him.
Yeah.
Huh,
it's a great beer.
Yeah, that 29.5 is pretty. I mean, that's he got it in a catch against the Cowboys.
I think he gets 3-4 catches.
I do too.
Especially in the red zone. Like, toss one up to him. Who they're going to have on him?
He should have scored a touchdown last week too.
They're gonna. I bet they're going to have Quandre on Laporta a lot of the time.
Forgot Quandre Diggs is on the Titans.
That
just got me. Wow, that's crazy.
Wow, Booner's got a flashback. Alrighty.
Score predictions, boys.
Hey, I'll tell you what, boys. This game's going to go one way only. All right, the Lions are going to win this game 31-13. Yeah, that's what's going to happen. Titans are not going to score above 13 points. They're going to score a touchdown, 2 field goals. The touchdown's going to be some miraculous, maybe a miscommunication, some BS, something to where, maybe Calvin Ridley gets whatever it is. And that's it. 2 other field goals. They win 31-13. It's an ass whooping. You get Hendon Hooker late in the 4th. Get out there and get some reps, Hooker.
About Hendon Hooker. I thought you said 41-13.
Just get out there, Hendon. Just let it rip. Give him maybe a couple minutes.
I'd be very pleased to see Hendon Hooker out there, although I
That's
don't
how
think
this
we
game's
will.
Gonna go.
I don't think we will. Detroit Lions, Jeff, you nailed it with the 13. I said it way too early on the show on Friday. I think the Lions put up another 40 burger.
You were right.
In fact, give them 41. I think Lions go 41-13.
We moved the line.
Whoa.
You sound like one of those disc jockeys on the radio. Welcome to WJR.
Welcome to WJR Radio.
Hey, that's perfect. I do. I think the Lions. I don't think Jared Goff goes out there, throws for 300 yards. I think he throws from anywhere between 200 about 225. I think this Lions run game dominates. I think the defense gets a couple turnovers. They find a way to incorporate a couple sacks in there, whether it's from Aleem or Trevor Nowaski.
Trevor.
That's like, we can rely on this guy, but they put pressure on Mason Rudolph. They'll turn the ball over. Tony Pollard could have a big play or two, given the edge.
You're giving him 1 or 2.
Yeah, maybe through the screen.
It's friendly.
They try to get home to Mason. Oh, little Tony Pollard screen, scampers for 30 yards, something like that.
Love it.
This defense bends but doesn't break, and I don't think that changes this week against the Titans. So give me the Lions 41. Tennessee Titans 13.
100%, brother.
No, don't you?
He did
You're
not.
on a fucking roll.
He did not. I hit him with the that's cute.
Yeah.
You hit him with the 100%.
I hit you first.
I
planned it. All right, let me get my score prediction before we go. We got the
Booner says the same score.
The watch party. What was the score you said?
Hey, don't worry about
41-13.
Hey, give me the Detroit Lions 34 and the Tennessee Titans 10 today. Beat them by 24 points, and we come out with a big-time victory. And guess what? Don't forget, Tim Patrick all day today. Touchdown. Go take it. Over 29.5.
What's the most receiving yards ever put up in a game in Lions history?
Tim Patrick today.
I think Calvin did it.
Whatever Calvin was. I think he did at least have a single game record. Tim Patrick.
Until today. Until today.
Yeah, people are going to be naming their kids Tim and Patrick.
Tim Patrick, first and middle
they're going directly into a number 17 jersey, Detroit Lions.
He's breaking Calvin's record. All right, we see you guys. Hey, by the way, you want to link it real quick?
Yeah,
all
give me a sec, boys.
What you guys can do for those who are tuning in that maybe have tuning in for the first time, we appreciate you. Tune into our watch party. Caleb just pulled up. We got the boys ready to watch the game. We got our bets in. We're sickos. We lost the money last night on the Pistons game. We're running it back today. That was a mistake, probably even betting. Duran, you needed one fucking rebound. All right, that's all I needed from you.
Needs to learn how to fucking shoot.
And that's a whole nother thing. We'll be live in about 4 minutes or so. A couple minutes, we're gonna get this set up. We'll be back. Come watch the game with us. If you're not going to the game, if you are, have fun. Hopefully, you're wearing a Run the Ball shirt, by the way.
Get your merch.
That's what you guys got to get.
Go get some Booner Path shirts.
You can follow Caleb on Twitter. He just gave one out. You never know. Could be giving him more out in the future. We'll see you guys in a couple minutes. Appreciate you. Like the stream, and we'll see you there.
Peace.
Till then.
Love you guys.
See you.